Good evening and welcome to our entrepreneurship slot. And this is the time when we discuss business with entrepreneurs who are out there creating things. And this feature is brought to you by the Industrial Development Corporation, our partners in supporting South Africa's economic growth. And tonight we're going to talk about something that is contentious in some quarters, but be that as it may, a very important fashion accessory, hair. And a big market exists in South Africa. And Madubedube is the MD of the San. Let me say it the right way.
Yes, that's correct.
And she's here to tell us more about this business. Yes. And it's going big. There's a value chain, by the way, when it comes to the hair business. Mpumi, welcome.
Thank you so much, Mr. Modisa. How are you?
Sure, I'm good. And I hope you don't mind. Let me start with the controversy around hair, right? You know, there was the time when the weaves must fall and so forth. And what do you think of that kind of move or view?
You know what? I just feel like it's just one of those things that are just like shoes with men.
Yes.
Other men prefer to wear Italian shoes.
Yes.
Others wear opela or whatever it is.
Yes.
But I just feel like women should just be left alone
Yeah.
to choose what they want to have on their head.
Yes.
It does not mean that just because I prefer Brazilian hair or Indian hair that I'm less African. I'm still African. It's just that this is how I like to wear my hair. And yeah, just let us be.
and hair is very important to women.
Yes.
Not only in South Africa, around the world, isn't it?
It's the crown. It's our crown.
Yeah.
So it's very important to us.
So you know, I suppose that's where the politics confuses the matter. Because whether people say this or that, there will be those who prefer that kind of hair.
Yeah, for me, it's just one of those things like each to their own. If that's what you like, as long as it looks good on you, it gives you confidence, and that's all that matters. Whoever has other views about it, it just doesn't make sense how your Africanness is linked to the hair. I just don't understand how that flows together. So I just feel like each to their own.
And hair is big business.
Yeah, definitely.
In South Africa and the rest of the world.
Worldwide. It's very big, and South Africa is always following in the trends of America, and it's even bigger there. And before, as a black child, you start wearing weaves from as early as 14. As soon as you're allowed to do weaves, you wear them, and you wear them perhaps for the rest of your life. So it's a big business that one cannot deny. It would be stupid of us to just ignore it just because there's certain things that are controversial about it. It's growing. Our daughters are growing up and wanting weaves. They are seeing Beyonce on TV wearing weave. Our own celebrities are wearing weaves. So it's like you fighting something that you can't really fight, really.
But at the same time, it's serious business.
Yeah, definitely.
Besides being an important part of a fashion statement or a way a person expresses themselves.
Definitely.
And in the South African context, most of the product, I understand, is imported.
Yes.
And that's where you come in as Sand Trading.
Yes.
Tell me about your business concept.
So we saw a gap in the market. I saw that there was a lot of hair coming in, and I, for one, as a hair user, wanted good hair because it's quite pricey. It ranges from anything between 1,000 rands to can even go up to 20,000 rands.
Really?
So it's definitely it's quite pricey. So I wanted to make sure that I get good stuff, because now what was happening was that the market was being flooded with Chinese stuff, and they were branding it as proper Indian hair, and that was not the case. So we were still paying the same amount of money, but the quality was just not there. So that's when I started getting a bit frustrated, going to Mozambique, trying to look for good hair. And then when I got to Mozambique, they told me that, no, you know what, for good hair, you actually need to go to India. And that's where the concept started. So I realized that, okay, if I buy the hair as a completed product from India, it's much more expensive than actually buying it in bags, bulks. So if you know the history of the religion in India, it's their culture there for them to sacrifice hair at the temples, and the people, the donors, they call them the donors, they don't charge anything, but at the temples, that's where they auction the hair. So I managed to link with someone that has direct access to that hair, but is not interested in processing it. So they just sell it to me in that bulk, and then I bring it to South Africa, and that's where I process it into bundles. into wigs, into clips, and that is what the consumer actually uses at the end.
So, Mpumi, tell me, what is so special about Indian hair? I had you earlier referring to China and then talking about Indian hair. So there must be something unique about it.
All right, so the trend actually started with Indian hair, even before Brazilian and all those other types of hair. Specifically, if you notice Indians, even locally, their hair is very strong. It's very thick as well. And I think that's where the trend actually started. And beyond that, in India, that's where they have actually the culture of sacrificing their hair. So there was quite a supply there compared to any other country in the world, because that's where there's a lot of them in India. There's there's billions of them. So the supply was coming from India as well, and it was good quality hair. But now if you're going to be taking hair from China, you are potentially taking hair that is not, number one, Indian, mixed with other things. It could even be mixed with donkey's tails and all those things. So it's quite artificial, and it can be mixed. So that's why people will actually opt for virgin Indian hair. That's what they call it. Yeah.
So now you are getting the hair raw.
Yes.
If I understand you, right? And there's a lot involved in the manufacturing, ultimately, of the weave that a woman may wear or prefer to put on.
Yes.
It's hair crown, you said?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, turn it into the appropriate top premium crown.
Yeah.
Tell me, what is involved in that?
Okay, firstly, my supplier, he does his own disinfection process, because obviously there's health issues around that. The hair is coming directly from someone else's head. It's just shaved. And so he does his own disinfecting to make sure that it's disinfected. And then he sends it through to us, and we continue to make sure that it's disinfected and that it's healthy to use. There's no lice, there's nothing like that. And then from there, that's when we'll do the weaving process. Because when the hair is cut from the hair, it's actual strands of hair. So we need to do that weaving process to make sure that now you can actually do your weave, which is the popular ones that we have in South Africa. And then from there, that's when you can turn it now into clips or do wigs with it, depending on what the client wants. Some clients want it to be curly, so we just put it in our machines to make it curly. Some like it straight, we make it straight. So we just cater to the different types of demands that we get from our clients.
And once it's here, you've done all of those things. Where's the business in that? How do you make money?
So the main business gap is between me buying a completed product and buying in bulk. So it's cheaper to process it here in South Africa, because the machines, they are coming from China. So they do like a lot of they can process a lot of bulk within a short period of time. So even though I'm getting the hair from India, but the machinery and everything, I'm still getting it from China, because they've mastered that art.
Yes.
So there's definitely a gap between buying it in bulk and actually processing it yourself. Because Indians, they're not really that big on manufacturing. Chinese are. So that's why it was a bit expensive for them to process it on their side and sell us the completed product.
And the market in South Africa, is it strong? And any other markets that you are developing?
Oh, it's strong. It's strong as a result. One is like even our competitors are even American companies. That is how strong it is. And if you notice, there's a trend now, even in clothing stores, your big chains of stores, they are introducing hair slowly. So you can even buy hair on credit these days.
Are you kidding?
So that is how big hair is.
Okay.
So it's growing.
An eye-opener for me.
Yes,
you can buy hair on credit.
On credit.
And maybe take out the insurance on it. Is there any insurance
Perhaps.
yet?
I'm not sure. I just still need to find out, because it is quite expensive. If you can insure your phone, might as well insure your hair as well if you've paid more than 5,000 rands. So,
with insurance or something
yes,
like that. Okay.
And we will certify it to say that
that's
this is the real deal. Yeah.
Exactly. So, and retailers that you are working with, your distribution network, how is it operating?
So that is mainly your other hair retailers, because obviously we're manufacturing, so we're able to sell to them in bulk at a cheaper cost. That's your salons as well. But I'm also not turning a blind eye to the individuals that also want to buy their hair. So I have a strong online presence as well for my clients to buy hair directly. But my main clients are the salons and other hair retailers. Yeah.
And your relationship with IDC, who would have thought that IDC would fund a company or a business that's involved in weaves?
Yeah, no, it still surprises me every day as
Yes.
well, because I took a chance.
Yeah.
I took a chance with them, and I was worried that my application is going to land on the lap of someone who's a male, probably doesn't understand what I'm trying to do and all those things. But they were very understanding, and they took the time to interview me and to understand the business model and exactly what it is that I want to do, which I really appreciate, because I was just taking a chance, really. But
And generally, your
Yeah.
customers, your clients have taken to your quality hair, the Indian hair that you're talking about?
yes,
And
definitely.
Is it branded now?
Yeah. So I just received my funding. In fact, media this year. So we are still in the process of actually setting up, but I'm already selling, and they are quite happy, because all of them are saying the same thing, that you know what, now we have someone that we know, someone that we can always go back to if we're not happy with something, if we're not happy with the quality. So they are quite happy with that personal touch, you know, of knowing exactly that this is where the hair is done, this is the process, and they know exactly what the hair is made of, instead of just buying a completed
Now,
product.
we've spoken about the quality, which is a competitive advantage. Price is also an important factor.
Yes,
How much
definitely.
does your hair cost?
So for me, I decided that I want to bridge the gap between the good Indian hair that they were buying anyways, because there was good Indian hair, but it was just too pricey.
Yeah.
It was too pricey because of the manufacturing process that is done in India, and then obviously there was the Chinese one. So for me, I wanted to be in the middle. Be in the middle, bridge the gap between the Chinese hair, the price, as well as the Indian hair. So I've managed to do that. So it is cheaper than buying it from someone who buys it from India, because there's too many middlemen in the process as well. So I've cut down a lot of those middlemen.
Well,
So,
give me a sense of the price. How do you compete?
so for example, what would if you were to buy directly from someone who buys it from India, you would be paying around 2.5. On my side, it's around 1.9.
Okay.
You see, so I've managed to cut it down to that level. And the other thing is, most of the people that are selling hair in South Africa that buy it, that say they buy it from India, you'll find that some of them buy it from Mozambique, and then those guys from Mozambique are the ones that buy it from India.
Yes.
Because it's not very easy to actually get Indian contacts,
Sure.
unlike it is like Chinese suppliers. It's very easy to get hold of them.
Okay.
But in India, it's not that easy.
Well, let's give you a chance to promote your hair. Those who are interested in buying it from you, where do they go?
All right, so we have a salon or a hair shop in Midrand in Allendale Park. We are also very busy on Facebook. We have a Facebook page, it's called The Sands, and that's where we do a lot of updates with the new hair that we are releasing. We also have an Instagram page, it's also called The Sand Hair. And yeah, the website is still under construction.
So San spelled S-A-N.
S-A-N, yes.
Nompumelelo, thank you very much for talking to us.
Thank you so much.
And we appreciate. There she is, part of the hair value chain in the world, importing it raw from India and doing all the necessary stuff that needs to happen and making sure that it comes to you at an affordable price. Top quality hair. Very interesting subject. Much appreciated and everything of the best. This feature was brought to you by the Industrial Development Corporation, our partners in helping South Africa grow the economy. And you should be the one to take the lead.